Welcome to Cat and Raven Designs. I'm Cat.
And I'm Raven. I don't know what I'm doing. The monkey. We are back for another entry in Raven's birthday month collection, which you would think would be something restrained and concise. And it might be a little bit, but it's also Raven goes bonkers with embeds.
It's chaos.
It's not chaos. It's very particular and careful. In fact, one of the embeds we're using today, I had to hand pipe because I am so dang particular, I couldn't find the exact kind of mold I wanted in the exact size and shape. And if it wasn't going to be perfect, I didn't want it. So, you know, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So I did. Probably at some point I will make those with royal icing and make an actual mold out of it because I actually really like them. Anyway, so to get us started, we are going to be using the fragrance today, Peppermint Fluff, which is one that we did use on a custom loaf order a while back, and we loved so much we had to buy more of it. And I don't know if I'm going to edit this part out. Potentially I will. We'll see. But one thing to note is that recently we have been working really hard to be very careful with the suppliers that we work with, including we are now switching over our shrink wrap plastic to eco-friendly shrink wrap plastic that's recyclable. And in some of our digging around and trying to understand who we're supporting with our purchases, it has recently come to light that the owner for Nature's Garden financially supports the Trump campaign and has for years. So we are likely in the market for a new supplier. We will continue to use up all the fragrances that we have because we have been buying from Nature's Garden for the entirety of our business venture. Nearly 2 years now we have been buying from Nature's Garden. So just a heads up on that. If you have any suggestions for fragrance oil companies that do not do things like donate money to Donald Trump, that would be great. What are your suggestions? Totally want to try out a few more. So on that note, that is the fragrance that we're using today. And I have my big base because we're going to be doing 4 loaves of high top soaps. I'm sure you saw that in the thumbnail. That's not a fun discussion to have, unfortunately. No, it sucks. But, you know, what are you going to do? So you just don't buy when you find out that a company supports something you don't support, and you find a new company, preferably one that does support what you support, or at the very least, doesn't support the things you don't. Sounds complicated, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to get super political or anything, but it matters to me. And it's my birthday month, and if I want to say that Donald Trump sucks, and if you support Donald Trump, I don't want to support you, then I'm going to say it, okay? So here we go. Oh, on a similar note, if this, because we talked about Donald Trump, gets Donald Trump ads on it, please, for the love of God, let me know what URL it's directing to. I have done my best to block the many, many URLs he uses for his advertising, and I don't want to see it on our page, our channel, or our videos, on anything. So, I'm going to blend this.
There are multiple songs with the title Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to split this off. We're going to be doing 3 colors for the base. Our big base is going to be white. And then over here, I'm working with Harold's Purple Crayon from Mad Micah's. And on this side, I have Pink Vibrance. And I'm trying desperately, especially on these fragrances that I know I need a particular amount of working time, to mix them up with some of the oils from the base in advance to help make my life a little easier, because the fragrance that we're working with discolors. And I don't remember it behaving poorly at all.
If I remember correctly, it behaved really well.
Yeah, but things get weird when you start adding vanilla color stabilizer, so I just want to be careful.
I think we added vanilla color stabilizer to that one too, because it had it was purple, white, gray.
Yeah, it was Space Ace, right?
Yeah, and black.
God, that one was so pretty.
Right?
Oh, it's the titanium that really has me worried, because I want these to be pastel.
Yeah.
And our main base is going to be white, so titanium tends to speed things up quite a bit. So I have concerns. I've got my titanium dioxide, which we are currently using TD from Wholesale Supplies Plus, as much as I have it in a Mad Micah's container. And in here is my fragrance oil with the vanilla color stabilizer, which tends to separate really easy, so I need to give it a quick blend with Tiny Blender.
That is doing really weird things.
Yeah, it'll sort itself out when I blend it. That is looking like a perfect pastel. I am very pleased with that. Big boy's back. We're going to do an in the pot swirl here. I want this to be really mixed. I mean, not like the colors are mixed, but the swirls. Oh my god, it's gonna look like some sort of unicorn fantasy.
It doesn't have enough glitter in it to be a unicorn fantasy.
Okay, I am loving this so far. What do you think?
Ooh.
How pretty is that, huh?
That is gorgeous.
Alright. Love it. It's time for molds. Here we go. I am so ready for this right now. About halfway. I will fully admit, I really like the Pastel Goth aesthetic. I think it's so pretty. I just, I don't know. I'm not really in a position to afford the kind of fashion I would really like to wear. But I feel like if I wasn't wearing all black, it would probably be Pastel Goth. So next thing I'm going to do is I have these lovely black moon molds, column molds that I'm going to pop in here. Right in the center like that. Then I'm going to be doing a mica line, which I'm going to be doing a combo of black pearl with just a touch of black iron oxide. Oh, my molds are going to be so messy. Whew, all right. Time to finish pouring. So now I need to move some things around. God, these molds are a wreck right now. It's not working.
Just let it be a mess for now. Just let it be a mess.
I don't like it. So now that our base is done, it's time to blend up our frosting. In here is our base oils for our frosting, which I am going to be immediately adding our titanium to, because the frosting is also going to be pastel. I'm going to be doing 3 colors in the frosting. I'm going to be doing pink, purple, and blue, all pastel. I'm going to use the same pink and purple from before, but the blue I'm going to be adding in is Brilliant Blue. So let's try and be smart about this, shall we? Spilling everywhere. No. No. So now, time to let these set up. We'll be right back when these are ready to pipe.
Ta-ta!
All right, well, we had a bit of a frosting mishap. I don't really want to talk about it. So we're going to get going because I just want to pipe and not deal with this anymore. So as you could tell from before, we have 3 colors in our frosting bag here. And a whole lot of trouble. But it's okay. We're going to make it work. Even though my piping bag's real slippery right now, we're going to do our best. Sometimes that's all you got is your best.
Would you like to tell them which tip you're using?
Oh, it's the Open Star tip. Sorry, I'm a little frustrated. Trying to do a technique that I would normally do with real frosting, where I would separate out the different colors of frosting on some plastic wrap and then just roll it up into a tube and stick it in the piping bag, which we've done before with some success. But apparently this time the stars were not on my side. The stars were not aligned.
The star said your couch.
Yeah, so it didn't work out so hot this time, but it'll be okay. It'll be all right. I'm not going to stress too much. I just really want it to just look nice. And so long as it looks nice at the end of the day, that's really the important part. Though I am concerned about the viability of being able to do our usual 3, 2, 1 on this. If I can at least get a 3 and a 2 on every bar, I'll be all right. Okay, now I gotta undo this shenanigans I have created for myself. I'm dying a little bit. It's so messy. Because I forgot that our piping bags are only so big. I need big, giant, like, industrial cake making piping bags.
Maybe you'll get some for your birthday.
Piping bags? Is it like the soap maker's version of getting socks for Christmas?
Yeah.
Nobody needs to get me any birthday gifts. I'm fine.
How many times have I listened to you on that one?
Not nearly as many as you should.
Have I ever listened when you said when you've told me not to get you a gift?
Fairly certain that answer is no. Uh-oh.
Is the saran wrap in there causing issues?
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if I can extricate it. Let's see if that does it. A little bit. Ah! No. Ah! Oh. Just poop right on there, I guess. Alright. Ah!
If you can't tell, Raven's a little frustrated.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, so now that humongous, ridiculous mess has been handled, that was traumatic, and I'm not okay. I, surprisingly, will be adding a little bit of biodegradable glitter on here. I have some bioglitter from the Good Glitter. Looks like so. Kat bought all these. She bought a ton of them. I don't know which one this one is. I'll have to look it up if I can figure it out. I'll add it in post. And had to do kind of a wardrobe change because everything was covered in frosting. Now that that's done, we can start hitting up the giant pile of embeds that I have made for this soap. So to start us off with, so these are hand-piped little black roses / rosebuds that are going to go on top first. And I posted a preview pic of these on Instagram. I don't think that this soap is what most people were thinking. I've wanted to do something like this for such a long time that I went a little bonkers. Don't judge. Okay, next up, I have white bats, as well as white skulls, which are getting a little bit of glycerin frost on them. And then these super adorable little white bows. So I think what I have on my design book is the bats go in sideways like that. And the skulls...
Like this?
Yeah. The skulls will go in kind of like how we do for, like my soul. And then we'll just kind of squeeze those bows in wherever you can, I suppose. And technically, these little bows were from a fondant mold, which I thought at first was going to be way too shallow to be able to do melt and pour into. But it was actually really awesome because they set up super fast and I could bang out a ton of them really quickly. This is going to be a pain in the butt to cut. I'm sorry to future me. All right. So after that somewhat stressful kind of dramatic construction of these loaves, they are all done and ready to go sit on the curing rack until tomorrow, when we will come back and cut them to give you kind of a close-up of that glitter and those colors with those nice white embeds and those pretty black roses. This is one of those ones where I think in the loaves it looks a little buck wild. But I think once we cut it and as individual bars, I think it's going to look really pretty.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. We will come back and check on this tomorrow. We'll see you in a minute. If there's an ad with YouTube, we'll let that run. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube Premium or you don't get an ad, congrats. We'll see you in a half second. All right, bye. All right, welcome back, everybody. We have our Pastel Goth, one of our 4 loaves, ready to go. I'm so excited to cut this. Like, these pastel colors came out so nice. That melt pour.
Melt pour is always a pain in the... You always know when you hit the melt pour.
All right, you ready? I'm so excited for this. All right, here we go. Can you see okay?
Yes.
All right, the big reveal. Ooh.
Ooh.
Look at that frosting.
Ooh.
Oh, so excited. That looks really cool.
It does.
I'm so excited. That came out like exactly how I wanted it. I'm so happy. This is awesome.
I'm realizing we can use that moon column for like a smiley face too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's grab another loaf. Thank you, Greg. You're so helpful.
You are welcome, Robin.
When you don't destroy high tops. Please don't destroy my very pretty soap.
So tempted.
Didn't have it jumping in my face that time.
Won't it be nice when, you know, one of these days we don't have to be like
So careful.
so careful, yeah. Or we don't have to like sit there and be like, no, push it back a little bit.
Gentle, gentle.
Okay, we've cleared the portion where Greg likes to destroy.
Greg is like,
Mother, I crave violence.
all right, let's take a look at this one. It's so pretty. Look at that frosting.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Me too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and it's doing exactly what I was thinking it was going to do, where like you see the loaf and the loaf looks really over the top and just kind of buck wild, but the individual bars, just like one bar by itself, is so pretty.
Yeah.
With that skull and the rose and the bow and just, we are getting every once in a while just a little bit of drag marks from these larger hex glitters, but I think it's okay.
You let me get soap.
I did, didn't I? You know, if you give me just a moment, sweetheart, so I can get it set up where it's in a place that you can help, that would be really great. Ready? All right. Help and push. Oh, it's hard, huh? Yeah, good job. Nice. Thank you for helping. What do you think?
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you,
Can I
buddy.
have sides?
Hmm?
Can I have a size?
These have to cure for a while, Libby.
Yeah.
You can have one later, okay?
Right.
When they're all done, but they're not done yet. Thank you, baby. Gosh, even the frosting giving us as much trouble as it did, it came out so nice.
Right?
I'm so excited. Yes. Alrighty, and here are our finished Pastel Goth bars. Looking so awesome! Some of them do have some pretty serious drag marks. That's from that larger hex glitter. As you use the bar, that will clean up. So, oh my gosh. I'm so pleased with how these came out. I mean, look at that! Look at that! Oh, that frosting! Even though it gave us a ton of trouble, it came out so pretty. Yes! Alrighty, so these are going to be part of my birthday month collection, which will be available on September 25th on catandravendesigns.com at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is a Friday, like we've been trying to do lately. And you can always catch us here on YouTube. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest. We're all over the place with Discord and lots of places to come and talk and hang out with us. So we do upload generally on Saturdays, and we do try to get a second upload on Wednesdays when we can. But we'll catch you for the next video and hope you have a good rest of your day. Yee! So cute. All right. Bye, everybody.